The Raiders just made a move that nobody saw coming, and it could be a hidden gem for our defense. Stick around, hit that like button, and drop a comment telling me what you think about our draft so far. 7th round leads to underrated linebacker for Raiders. With their 7th round selection, the Las Vegas Raiders have chosen to go with an underrated defensive piece. With the 222nd pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, the Raiders selected Minnesota linebacker Cody Lindenberg. Linebacker was a position of need for the Raiders, with last year's starting duo in Robert Spillane and Divine Deablo departing in free agency. Adding Elandon Roberts and Devin White certainly helps, but the Raiders could always use more depth down the middle. The 7th round may not have been an ideal place to do it, but Lindenberg has the tools needed to perform higher than his draft spot indicates. What Lindenberg brings to the Raiders. While not expected to start right away, Lindenberg can still be a positive contributor for the Raiders in his rookie year. Strong tackling skills and good understanding of zone coverage gives Lindenberg some versatility in terms of deployment. He also offers good size and speed, giving him a strong foundation to serve as a blitzer and pass rusher. The expectation will be that Lindenberg receives most of his playing time on special teams in his rookie year, with the potential for more playing time down the line. Barring a sudden trade back in, Lindenberg will round out the 2025 draft class for the Raiders. Undrafted free agency. Tracking every Raiders addition. The Raiders have wrapped up the 2025 NFL Draft, selecting 11 players over the last 3 days. After the first draft of the Pete Carroll/John Spytek/Tom Brady era, the excitement is now high in the desert, largely due to the huge selection of Heisman Trophy runner-up Ashton Jeanty in round 1. But now that the draft is over, the Raiders will look toward building out the rest of their 90-man roster through undrafted free agency. Undrafted free agency gives teams a chance every single season to take advantage of the draft's hidden gems, and you never know when a team can uncover a potential starter in the draft's true 8th round. "Yeah, we've talked a lot about it," said Spytek after day 2 of the NFL Draft. "We want guys that love football and want to compete and lay it on the line." I mean, you hear how much he talks about competing. I mean, there's not going to be a place for you in this organization and this team if you aren't willing to go out there and lay it on the line all the time. I mean, you'll get weeded out pretty quick. And so, I feel like, as a personnel guy and with our scouts, we got to find the right kind of mentality to bring that to life. Otherwise, they're going to show up and by mid-August, he's going to say, "Well, these guys, they won't give me their all," and that'll be a big miss by us. So, we're excited about the quality of the man that we added tonight. With undrafted free agents eligible to sign with any team, this is quite different than the typical draft process. The Raiders will now have to sell rookie free agents on a chance to compete for a spot on the roster, and it truly appears the Jaguars are set to use undrafted free agency as a chance to truly supplement the roster. Stick around with us as we track each of the Raiders' undrafted free agent additions over the course of the rest of the day. What the experts are saying about the Raiders draft. With all 257 picks of the 2025 NFL Draft now revealed, the experts have wasted little time in giving out initial draft grades on every team. Now, it is important to understand that how a draft is graded now is an exercise in futility. The true impact of a group of prospects cannot be measured until about 2 or 3 years down the road. Few people understand that logic quite like Las Vegas Raiders head coach Pete Carroll, who had his 2012 class with the Seattle Seahawks lambasted by critics, only for his top 3 picks, edge rusher Bruce Irvin, linebacker Bobby Wagner, quarterback Russell Wilson, to play major roles in turning them into a championship contender. So what's the purpose of doing them at all, much less talk about them? Perhaps consider this philosophy. If the results come later, the first wave of draft grades more or less reflect the process on getting the players in question. Every team, at least theoretically, had to come into the draft with a clear plan of attack, and this is the first time that everyone can truly compare notes to see how they actually felt about certain players. With all of that out of the way, let us take a look at what the experts are saying right now on the Raiders draft class. Rob Maaddi, Associated Press, A. Got the top player at his position in RB Ashton Jeanty, 6. WR Jack Beck, 58, has a high ceiling. CB Darian Porter, 68, has excellent upside. Otis Caleb Rogers, 98, and Charles Grant, 99, with consecutive picks is a day 2 highlight. WR Donte Thornton Jr., 108, is a tall target for Geno Smith. Added more value with DL's Tonka Hemingway, 135, and JJ Pegues, 180. Chris Trapasso, CBS Sports, A. Raiders' new general manager John Spytek. Take a bow. What a debut. Jeanty was one of the clear blue chippers available in this class. Beck is one of the most complete receivers in the class who's going to rock in the middle of the field. Throw in the addition of Thornton, a 6'5" burner with 4.30 speed, and Geno Smith should be popping champagne. Porter has immense upside because of his athleticism and length at cornerback, and Rodgers possesses similar potential as a stellar athlete in his own right who played nearly 4,400 snaps in college at 4 positions. Pegay and especially Hemingway give the defense pass-rushing juice on the inside. I even compared Cam Miller to Brock Purdy. For the win staff, A. Pete Carroll's first draft with the Raiders was an impressive display. Las Vegas laid its intentions bare around Geno Smith, upgrade the league's worst run game with Jeanty, a pair of Day 2 offensive linemen, and 2 big downfield targets in Beck and Tennessee's Donnie Thornton. If Carroll's defense clicks, the Raiders could be sneaky dangerous this fall. Matt Verderame, Sports Illustrated, B. The Raiders went heavy on the offensive side, using 5 of their first 6 choices to build up the unit around quarterback Geno Smith. Jeanty is the centerpiece, a back who will be utilized heavily from the start after he rushed for 2,601 yards and 29 touchdowns last year with Boise State. Beyond Jeanty, Beck, Rodgers, and Grant could all be starters in 2025, giving Las Vegas some excellent talent and value throughout its draft class. Pro Football Focus, A. On Jeanty, the Raiders needed a difference-maker at running back after finishing with just a 57.9 PFF rushing grade last season, the worst mark in the NFL. Jeanty certainly qualifies. His 152 missed tackles forced were nearly 50 more than any other FBS running back last season, and he was the only back in college football with 10 or more touchdown runs of 20-plus yards, 12. Vinny Iyer, Sporting News, A. The collaboration of Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, and John Spytek made this team a mentally and physically tougher team. This offense is downright dangerous now with Jeanty helping Geno Smith and Beck being the ideal outside target to play well off Brock Bowers and Jakobi Meyers. They also added some key wide-out depth for the slot and a vertical threat. Porter has some shutdown potential, and they also didn't forget about interior line support for both sides. Watch out for linebacker Cody Lindenberg acing special teams. Another hidden gem for the Raiders, Cody Lindenberg might surprise a lot of people soon. If you're hyped about our draft too, smash that like button and tell me in the comments what you think of our rookie class.